When I was a little boy of 10 years old, my Rabbi JJ Hecht passed away. What could a 10-year-old boy remember? What did I forget? Nothing. My Rabbi Hecht, Rabbi JJ, was such a powerhouse. He was such a powerful person. He had so many wonderful, wonderful attributes. There's a book coming out now about Rabbi Hecht. I know it's big. I don't know the title. But if I had to choose the title would be HaMeturgaman, the interpreter. See, today is Rosh Chodesh Av. So that means in 2 weeks, in 15 days, is going to be my Zaydi's Yahrzeit. Zaydi Ya'kov Yehuda ben Rabbi JJ Hecht. You see, Rabbi JJ was a brother of six Rabbonim, 6 Talmidei Chachamim, 6 Askanim in world Jewry right here in New York. The Lubavitcher Rebbe put them all to work. But what I want to share with you today, just a few seconds, is something that I think people have failed to stress, people have failed to realize about Rabbi Hecht. On top of Rabbi Hecht's political connections on behalf of world Jewry, on behalf of people of New York and people of the world, including the Holy Land of Israel, my Rabbi JJ was a brilliant man. How many people could stand next to the smartest Jew in the world, and maybe even the smartest Jew in the last few hundred years, the greatest tzaddik of our generation, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Zecher Tzaddik V'Kodesh Livrocha. And how could he simply translate from the Rebbe speaking for the rest of the world? Who would have the audacity? Who would have the mental stamina? Who would have the absolute strength of character to be able to stand in front of the Rebbe and translate the Rebbe's words? Now, mind you, the Rebbe spoke many languages, and the Rebbe spoke English fluently. And the Rebbe would know if he was translating properly or not. And here, hundreds, even thousands of times, both for children and adults, both in person, live, by rallies, by parades, and on the telephone, and on the radio, and on cable TV, my Zaydi would translate the words of the Lubavitcher Rebbe right then and there. Okay? It's not like taking a book after it was published and having all the time in the world to translate it. It's right then and there to be an interpreter, a HaMeturgaman. HaMeturgaman. Rabbi JJ Hecht, HaMeturgaman. You know, throughout history, there were people who were translators, interpreters of people. Today we have in the government many such situations where you need interpreters. To be the interpreter of the Lubavitcher Rebbe? Does the Lubavitcher Rebbe need interpretation? Does the Lubavitcher Rebbe need an interpreter? And yet the Rebbe chose him to be this person, to share the Rebbe's wisdom in the English language. HaMeturgaman, the interpreter, not just the translator, the interpreter. The ability to do this has to give a human being the absolute respect for the sheer knowledge of all the ideas that the Rebbe would share, and instantaneously my grandfather would have to translate. That's something extremely unique that nobody else in this entire century has, to be the Meturgaman of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, repeating concepts of Kabbalah, Chassidus, Talmud, Halacha, current events in English for the world to hear, with no chances to recollect or edit your words. I pay tribute to my Zaydi. I pay tribute to all the people that were inspired by him that I meet till today, 30 years, 40, 50, 60 years after hearing him on the radio. And I pay tribute, of course, to our Rebbe. And on the 15th day of Av, one of the happiest days in the Jewish calendar, Hashem should bless us this year with the coming of Mashiach, M'heir v'yameinu. Amen. Thank you.
I want to tell the Rebbe the words of the new song that we're singing with Mashiach, right? So I'm just going to read him. Am Yisrael, have no fear. Mashiach will be here this year. We want Mashiach now. We don't want to wait. Okay?